Metro 2033 is a book that's actually based off of one of my favorite-ish video games, which is also called Metro 23. The book actually came first, and it's by Dmitry Glukhovsky. He is obviously Russian and lives in Russia, and is 26. Metro was the first book he wrote, and he is the proud owner of the Encouragement Award from European Science Fiction Society. So that's pretty cool. Originally, Dmitry posted his book online for free on his website. It was mostly because he didn't actually plan to make a book. He only wrote a story and wanted people to see it online. But it got rapidly popular. Almost 3 million people have viewed it since he put it up there, and they were all making comments and suggestions and many compliments about how well written the book is. It's been taken down, obviously, because it was later, in 2005, put into print, so people could buy it on Russian shelves and stuff. It later quickly rose to the top sellers list, and so that made him pretty rich. In 2010, the book was translated into English around the same time they made the video game Metro 23. Metro 2033 is all about a post-apocalyptic Russian community who lives in the subway system of Moscow, Russia. It obviously takes place in 2033, hence the title. The main character of the book is Artyom. He is a guard of sorts living in the metro, but he's pretty well respected, so he gets his way, if that makes sense. The book revolves all around him. It follows his traumas and his thoughts, and it's kind of in third person, but not, because it actively describes what Artyom is thinking, and it's kind of a weird way of writing, but it's pretty cool. Artyom is kind of a messed up guy, and all of his thoughts and everything about the metro is just chilling to him, and that's like a huge part of the book. The whole book revolves around this idea of making you scared. The author, Dmitry, puts such detail into the book, so that you actually feel as if you're there, walking the dark, slimy corridors of the subway, or seeing a dark one, which is sort of the main protagonist of the book. It really makes you feel even more alive, and makes the book come almost right off the page because of the vivid detail that he brings. They mostly do this, Dmitry, by writing about the unknown, like what he doesn't know about the Dark Ones, and what's lurking in a dark, damp tunnel that he has to explore for food and resources and such. One reviewer said that, there's a quote, Metro 2033 is a world of uncertainties and fear, hung up on the fringes between survival and death. Criminals and refugees, traitors and mystics, bullets used as currency, fear, and always uncertainty, which really wraps up the book in perfect words. Everything is just, it's always to be feared in the book. You don't know what's going to happen, you don't know who the surrounding people are, you know as much as Artyom knows, and you know his own thoughts and aspirations and stuff. But while the book mainly follows Artyom, there are also so many, like, underlying plots, like, For example, the Dark Ones is not the main problem they're having. The main problem they're having is they need supplies. They need to live and survive, and they just need supplies. And the only problem with that is there are giant radioactive monsters hiding in the sewer system, which causes a problem, obviously. Not only that, there are, raiders, there are thieves, there are looters, there are people who will just kill because they want to be the only one alive. Crazy, just random assortments of everything that could be feared. Another subplot is how naive Artyom is. He literally will take anything at face value. If he sees it, then that's how it is. And many times in the book, that is not true at all. And that's how it interloops into the fear, because Artyom looks at something, it must be what it is, and then it's not, and then you freak out. It's also what just... I hate to say that it kind of makes the book less, but in the first couple of chapters, it just makes it a little bit not as easy to follow and not as interesting, because you know that that's not what's going to happen. Towards the end of the book, though, it gets so much better. And finally, they just they need to rebuild. They have to collect these resources to survive. That's the whole reason they even bother going into the tunnels. They need to get guns, they need to get food, they need to get ammunition, they need to get all of this stuff just so they can survive and rebuild into a community that maybe one day can not die all the time and not get raided by radioactive monsters and not get held at gunpoint by raiders. So, in conclusion, I guess, the book is really good, and I wholeheartedly recommend it, but there are some things that you should probably know before you read it. For example, it was written in Russian, and so it had to be translated, and the translator was in... It says all over the internet, the translator was just pretty bad. He or she, I believe it was a girl, it's rough. It's rough. It's rough to translate in Russian at all, but then it's even rougher when the girl doesn't speak fluent Russian. She just learned it and then translated it like that. And also, the first couple chapters, like 10 chapters, they're very boring and hard to get through and not fun, and I'm just gonna lay that right off the back. It's very hard to get into, but then the payoff is just so much better than that. Like, it is... the ending is just so good. And another thing, if you like it, you could always play the video game like I did, except I played them backwards. I played the video game first and then read the book. But the creator, like the author of Metro, Dmitri, he actually played like a major role in the video game, so it stays pretty true to the story, and it's really a good experience. It makes you see the book in your own head, which is why I got so much out of it. So maybe you should play the video game first. I don't know. There was another one that was made, but it was kind of just off the wall. It doesn't make any sense. So that's it, I guess. Metro is a good book, and I definitely recommend you check it out.